The greatest heist of the century isn't gold, it's water. Stolen in the night, hidden behind political favors, sold to the highest bidder. While families watch their wells turn to dust, a powerful few get rich off what should belong to everyone. This is the silent theft shaping our future. In some places, water still runs free. In others, it's locked away, traded, and hoarded like gold. This is the side of the story we rarely see, where power doesn't just flow from the barrel of a gun, but from the spigot of a well. And when water becomes currency, corruption follows close behind. In California's Central Valley, there are farms that have never gone dry. Not because the rains are kind, but because deals are struck in back rooms and on private golf courses. Officially, the water is allocated. Unofficially, it's siphoned through loopholes, shell companies, and temporary transfers that seem to never expire. In South Africa, investigative journalists uncovered entire pipelines rerouted to supply political allies, while nearby villages lined up with buckets at empty taps. In northern India, water meant for crops has been diverted to luxury developments, where fountains spray day and night while farmers drill their wells deeper and deeper. The theft isn't always a midnight. Operation with a stolen pump. Sometimes it's perfectly legal on paper. Contracts signed, stamps pressed. But impossible to challenge if you're a smallholder farmer with no lawyer and no lobbyist. And when enforcement fails, people take matters into their own hands. In rural Spain, vigilante groups have been known to patrol rivers, cutting illegal pipes in the dead of night. In Mexico, farmers have marched with empty buckets through city streets, demanding the return of stolen water. Corruption thrives where scarcity meets power, and in the age of climate stress, that power is worth more than oil. Because when you control the water, you don't just control the land, you control the people who depend on it to live. The invisible theft. In some places, water theft is obvious. Illegal pumps, pipes hidden under cover of night, channels diverted before they reach the farms downstream. But in other places, it's harder to see. The theft happens on paper, in back rooms, in the quiet language of permits, loopholes, and temporary diversions that somehow never end. Across drought-stricken regions, some landowners drill wells deeper than the law allows, tapping into aquifers that take centuries to refill. Others falsify usage reports, under-declaring the water they take while selling surplus on unregulated black markets. And the money? It flows upward, toward the few who can afford the fines, the lawyers, and the lobbyists. Meanwhile, farmers who play by the rules are left staring at dry canals. Town wells collapse, livestock die, crops fail before harvest, and still, the paper trail tells a different story, one of managed resources and fair allocations. In California's Central Valley, satellite images has been used to catch over-irrigation on restricted lands. In Australia's Murray-Darling Basin, whistleblowers have exposed multi-million-dollar schemes where government water meant for the environment was quietly sold to big agribusiness. The systems meant to protect water aren't broken, they're being exploited. And the damage is more than economic. Every stolen drop erodes trust. Farmers stop believing in regulation. Communities turn inward. Cooperation collapses. The tragedy is that water theft is rarely treated with the same urgency as other crimes. There's no yellow tape around a dry riverbed, no police line across a cracked reservoir. But make no mistake, it's theft. Theft of livelihoods, theft of ecosystems, theft of the future itself. The politics of water when power decides who drinks. Water theft isn't always about someone sneaking a pipe into a canal under the cover of night. Sometimes it happens in full daylight, written into policies, backed by powerful names, and shielded by layers of bureaucracy. Across the world, politicians have quietly redrawn water maps, granting emergency access to industries while cutting allocations to small farmers. In California's Central Valley, investigative reports revealed how influential agribusinesses secured huge water contracts at below-market rates, while neighboring towns watched their taps run dry. It's a story repeated in parts of Australia's Murray-Darling Basin, where government audits uncovered illegal water diversions hidden behind closed doors. The perpetrators? Often the very people entrusted with enforcing the rules. In developing nations, the pattern can be even more blatant. Rivers privatized without public consent, concession deals signed in back rooms, and enforcement agencies starved of funds until corruption becomes not an exception, but the system itself. And yet these deals rarely make headlines. Water doesn't crash like a stock market or explode like an oil rig. It disappears quietly until the consequences are unavoidable. The result is a political landscape where access to water isn't determined by rainfall or river flow, but by influence. Those with power drink first. The rest are left to fight over what's left or to leave. But some communities are pushing back. Whistleblowers, investigative journalists, and grassroots organizers are shining light into the darkest corners of water governance, proving that transparency is the first dam against corruption. The fight is uphill, but without it, the future of water will be written not by nature's limits, but by political deals in smoke-filled rooms. When water becomes a black market in drought-stricken regions, water has become so scarce and so valuable that it's traded in secret. Not in stock exchanges or regulated markets, but in back alleys, truck depots, and hidden pump stations. In parts of South Africa and India, criminal networks siphon millions of liters from municipal supplies, selling it to desperate farmers and factories at 10 times the legal rate. In Latin America, water mafias have been known to threaten or bribe local officials to look the other way as rivers are drained dry. Even in wealthier nations, underground water trading thrives. In Australia, unregistered boreholes tap aquifers in violation of environmental limits, with stolen water quietly flowing to the highest bidder. In the American Southwest, tanker trucks have been caught hauling construction water to unpermitted farms, sometimes right past enforcement offices. The problem isn't just theft. It's what happens next. Stolen water rarely goes where it's going. Stolen water rarely goes where it's needed most. It flows toward the highest profit margin, export crops, mining operations, luxury estates. The poorest communities are left with dust, dry taps, and the lingering knowledge that the resource they need to survive was taken in plain sight. And like all black markets, once it grows, it's hard to kill. Enforcement agencies are often underfunded, understaffed, or compromised. Without transparency and community oversight, water vanishes twice, once from the river and again from the public record. It's a stark reminder that scarcity doesn't just create desperation, it breeds opportunity for those willing to profit from crisis. Breaking the cycle. Corruption, power, and water theft don't just rob communities of a resource, they steal trust. And trust is harder to restore than any reservoir. A just water system can't be built on loopholes and favoritism. It demands laws that protect the powerless, monitoring that catches the powerful, and a public that refuses to look away. From rural villages to global capitals, the message must be the same. Water is life, and life is not for sale. It will take pressure from journalists, from voters, from farmers, from the people who drink from the rivers in question. It will take technology to track every drop and courage to challenge those who think they own it. Thanks for watching Chapter 6, Corruption, Power, and Water Theft. If this story moved you, inspired you, or made you think, don't forget to subscribe to The Soil Story. Your support helps us shine a light where it's needed most. Up next, Chapter 7, Climate Change and Water Law. Because the future of water depends on the laws we write today. See you there.